Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Bay County TV. My name is Mike Wisdella, along with the man, the myth, the legend, the voice of Bay City Central Athletics, Mike Vincent. And Mike, welcome to the broadcast tonight.
Mike, it's a thrill to be here. I can't thank you enough for letting me sub for Bay County Hall of Famer Jeff Doan. I've been here once before, and I love the electricity at Ed Harvey Field, so thank you again.
You're more than welcome. Got a good game tonight. Tri-Valley Red League game going on. Let's start off. We're going to talk about the Bridgeport Bearcats. They're coming in at 1-3. They won their first game of the year, but you look at the last three. They had Freeland, Swan Valley, and Birch Run, and boy, that's a tough way to start your league season.
This is a banging league. There is not an off week for any team in this Tri-Valley Conference. Bridgeport does have a lot of pride, though. That's a program that has a lot of big boys. They got a couple of huge linemen tonight. They got a guy playing for Grand Valley this year. This team is no joke, and they can make something happen if they want to.
This is a type of team, Mike, that, you know, they can kind of put a scare into you. They've got good athletes. They've got good speed. You know, and once they get around the corner, they got an extra gear, and they can take it to the house.
Yes, they do. And I want to say both teams took it on the chin last week. Let's be honest. This is a must-win situation for both teams to salvage their playoff hopes. We got Garber at 2-2. We got Bridgeport at 1-3. This is a must-win situation, and I know that both teams know that they could win tonight. So we're going to see some electricity.
Big point in the season. It's hard to believe we're in week 5 already for the high school football season. Let's look at the Garber Dukes. Their guy is Max Fellows, a big wide receiver for Garber. They started out, they went 2-0 to start. Then they've had a little bit of tough time the last couple games. But they are a very, very young team. They graduated 18 seniors from that squad last year. So we're getting some young kids cutting their teeth at the varsity level. But Coach Cole Quillard and his staff, they're ready to take on the Bearcats, and they do a great job with the squad.
They have 3 returning starters. He did tell me this week that they are a very young team, but Coach Quillard is a guy that's not happy being a second-tier team. They played an elite team, Swan Valley, last week, lost 54-7, and Coach Quillard is expecting more. He told me that they worked on just 3 things this week. They worked on offense, defense, and special teams.
Well, that about sums it up right there. But, yeah, I'm looking for really good things from the Garber Dukes tonight. You know, weather's not going to be a problem, Mike. It's a beautiful night. Little breeze coming out of the east right into the press box. So the announcers are going to be comfortable, and everybody's going to be really comfortable tonight. Good Friday night football game.
Yes, it is. It's going to be an exciting night for the fans and a tense night for the guys playing out there. Let's see what happens.
All right, that's all we have now for the Bay County TV pregame show. We'll be back in a minute with the Garber Dukes hosting the Bridgeport Bearcats right here on Bay County TV.
So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Coquitlam or give us a call at 989-684-9607.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Bay County TV. Mike Wisdella and Mike Vincent along with you here at the Ed Harvey Field. Mike, it's the Garber Dukes taking on their old nemesis, the Bridgeport Bearcats.
That's right. We've got an electric night here at Garber once again. I've been here once before, and I love this Essexville vibe. We've got a huge crowd on a beautiful September night.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Mike. We got a good home crowd here. Going to be a good 50-50. The weather's fine, no raindrops, so I'm looking for a great, great football game between these old foes.
As you said off the air, this is as good as it gets, Mike, and here we go.
Garber defer. The first half is picked up by number 7, Jamonte Buckner, and he's met right there by a host of Dukes. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bridgeport Bearcats at their own, well, we'll call it the 19.5-yard line. I think they're going to give them out to the 20. Just underway here at Ed Harvey Field. And a beautiful night. The turf looks fast, Mike, and you know, like we said off air, it's just Friday nights are special in the high school football games.
Yep, and big number 77 looked pretty fast there. Darian Campbell got in for that special teams tackle, first one of the night.
First and 10 for the Bearcats, 11:57 just underway here in the first quarter. Number 15, Marquise Jackson, barking out the signals for the Bearcats. Two men in the backfield. They'll give it to the fullback, and he'll rumble for about 4 yards. Ball carrier for the Bearcats was Chris Collins.
Freshman Aiden Zentwig made the tackle on that play. Linebacker starting on varsity. How about that?
Yeah, as we talked in the pregame, Mike, the Garber Dukes graduated 18 seniors last year. They only have 4 this year on the varsity, so they are a young team with young kids getting a lot of experience at the varsity level.
That's right, and making it happen at 2-2.
Jackson again with the handoff to the first back through right off the left guard. He gets it out to about the 25, maybe the 26. And they'll give him a gain of about 3 on the play. So it's going to be third down and a long 4 for the Bearcats. And it looks like the Bearcats are going to keep it on the ground a little bit, just feel out the Dukes in that tough Duke defense.
Setting up the run to make the pass happen, it looks like right now.
We're going to call it third down and 4. Ball's at about the 26, 27-yard line. They got to get out to about the 30-yard line to the Bearcats. They're going to hand it off to number 3, and that's Zion Black, and he makes it out big first down for the Bearcats.
Pretty good opening series for the Bridgeport Bearcats there. Offensive line, big offensive line, yes. Breaking some holes open. Number 17, Jack Peastrew on that tackle. 11th grader for the Essexville Garber Dukes and an old BFL alumni. I remember that guy calling those games for the 10 and 12-year-old league down there.
First and 10 for the Bearcats at their own 35-yard line. Black calling out the signals. No, that was number 7, Buckner. And no gain there. In fact, they're going to lose about a yard on the play. That was Number
3, the running back, Zion Black, stepped up at the line of scrimmage.
Looks like Zion Black is the one that's going to be carrying the load pretty nuts tonight for the Bearcats. They went back about a yard, so we're going to call it, Mike, second down and 11 for Bridgeport.
And that was number 44, Aiden Zetwig, again, the freshman, sealing the edge for the Dukes.
Wow. He's having a nice game early as that right. Second down and 11, 9:40 and counting here in the first quarter, just underway from Ed Harvey Field. Little pitch out to number 5. I'll get it right again. Number 3, Zion Black. I got to remember that. He's had the ball about 4 or 5 times.
Something tells me he's going to make us remember him tonight. That was Nick Pruder on contain for the Essexville Garber Dukes. Another 6-yard pickup, though, for Black. Looks like that guy's his tongue might be hanging on the ground by the fourth quarter there.
The hydration specialist is going to be giving him a lot of water tonight.
That's right.
Third down, we'll call about 4 for the Bridgeport Bearcats at about the 42-yard line. Got to get it out to about the 50. The 45 for a first down. Single went to the wide side. They're going to hand it off to Black again, and he cuts it close to the near side, and he's brought down by a host of Dukes. Fellows in on the initial tackle. But again, Black with another pickup and another big first down for the Bearcats.
So far, old Big Ten football, 1970s football from the Bridgeport Bearcats. 3 yards in a cloud of dust, sometimes 5.
Well, and there's nothing fancy about it. They're just coming at you. They're going either up the middle or a little off tack, going scooting it outside. But Zion Black's been doing most of the carries for the Bearcats. 8:30 and counting here in the first quarter. They're going to give it to number 38 for the Bearcats. And we do not have a number for that young man. We do apologize for that, but another big pickup on first down for Bridgeport.
That's right, a 6-yard pickup on first down. Leaves a short 2nd and 4 for the Bearcats. So far, looks pretty good for them tonight.
Well, there's nothing fancy about what they're doing right now, Mike, so they're just going to keep it on the ground. And it sounds like the Bearcats are saying, we're going to run it until you stop us. And let's give some love to the big fellas up front.
That's right.
They're opening up a lot of big holes for those running backs.
It all starts in the trenches.
Second down and 5. Oh, the fumble on the play, number 25, and that's Jacoby Taylor. And that ball sometimes takes funny bounces, and he did the smart thing, got down on it and lost a bunch of yards. That's going to be second or third down and probably 8 for the Bearcats. And Boy, tough break right there for Bridgeport.
I was going to say, first break of the night goes to the Essexville Garber Dukes. They needed something to stop that momentum. In the meantime, they're going to have to find an answer for number 3, Zion Black.
Tristan Westfall for the Garber Dukes in on the tackle. 3rd down and 8 yards for the Bridgeport Bearcats. They're coming in and 0-3 in the conference, 1-3 overall. Buckner calling out the signals. Little pitch over here to Zion Black. He's got a blocker out in front of him. Gets away from one tackle, gets away from the second one. Finally, number 4, Max Fellows, along with number 59 for the Dukes. Lucas Nearing brought him down, but not before they picked up a Bearcat first down.
Bearcats moved the chains down to the Garber Dukes 35-yard line. Really steady, impressive drive so far for the Bearcats.
Yeah, time consuming.
I was going to say in the pregame, that 1-3 record can be deceiving. They lost against 3 elite teams, Birch Run, Swan Valley, and Freeland. So we might be seeing something that a 1-3 record doesn't tell you.
Number 38 again. We don't, we don't have his number, but we'll try to get it as soon as we can. But short gain on the play, gain of 2. Call it 2nd down and 8.
Number 17, Jack Peastrew, with his 3rd tackle of the night already. He's an 11th grader for the Dukes.
Westfall in there again too. Mike, he's having a nice start here early in the football game. Got about, fast first quarter, 6:14 left to go here in the first quarter. And Bridgeport putting on an impressive show. They're going to give it back to Zion Black. He's going to cut it outside. He's going to try to cut it back. Loses his footing, but good contain out there on the far sideline. That looked like number 53 or 59. I
think it's number 59. That's Lucas Nearing, one of their 4 returning starters this year. Playing both sides of the ball this year for Coach Caquillard. And doing a real nice job, he says.
And an opportunity, Mike, to see the Dukes play the Bobcats, John Glenn Bobcats here. And they had a very, very nice game, did the Dukes. Won that game 30-6. But, anytime a rivalry game, you just never know what's going to be the outcome of a game like that.
That's exactly correct. Guys seem to find a new gear against rivals.
Jackson tried to go back to pass, tackle, and now James Mell for the Garber Dukes, and a big loss. That's going to be 4th down, and the first pass attempt of the evening for the Bearcats, Mike, did not go very well for them.
I was going to say the run was their bread and butter there, and they tried to set up the pass, and it didn't quite work.
That brings up,
as Woody Hayes used to say, when you pass, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
You and I were talking just before the game started. You're an old philosophy
I'll try not
guy.
to do too many 70s references, Mike.
That's okay. That's back in my area. I can do that. That's not a problem. 4th down and 15 for the Bearcats. Ball located on about the 40-yard line of Garber. They're going to go for it, and they're going to look to pass again. Little screen outside here to Zion Black. He's going to try to get away. Nice open field tackle by number 4, Max Fellows, the senior. Didn't fool Max, kept his contained and was right there to make a tackle, turned over in downs.
And it's a good thing Max Fellows was in charge there because there was a lot of open room behind him.
Well, they tried to get Zion Black out there because he does have some speed, but Max didn't fall for it, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Garber Dukes at their own 38-yard line.
Max Fellows, Coach Caquillard tells me, is kind of the crown jewel of the Essexville Garber Dukes attack this year. Plays both sides of the ball and having a stellar year as wide receiver for the Dukes.
Yeah, he when I watched the John Glenn game here, he had a really nice game. Number 11, Halstead, will be calling the signals for the Garber Dukes. He's going to hand it off to the running back. Nice tackle right there by the Bearcats. That's number 30, Sawyer Van Dorn. Nice pickup for the Dukes on their first scrimmage on offense. They picked up about 4. We'll call it 2nd down and 6 for the Garber Dukes in a briskly played first quarter.
That's right. Really quick. Just about everything between the tackles, no timeouts, no penalties. That was number 59, Jaden Garcia, with a fine tackle for the Bridgeport Bearcats.
Halstead again barking out the signal. He'll fake the pass. Looks across the middle to Fellows. He's at the 30, 35, 25, 20. He's going to go all the way for a Garber Duke touchdown.
Boy, what a strike.
Woo!
On the pass from
I tell you, he put it right where he had to put it, did
My goodness.
number 11, Halstead.
And
good hands by Fellows, taking it all the way, taking it to the house for a Garber Duke touchdown.
with his fingertips.
Yeah.
56-yard connection.
3:38 to go here in the first quarter.
Isaac Tyson.
Isaac Tyson will try the extra point for the Dukes. Ethan Patt will do the hold. He'll be kicking it into the south end zone. And the kick is up, and the kick is no good, but there is a penalty on the play. I think we're going to get roughing the kicker, Mike, because the snap was a little bit low, and it took some time to get the cook-off. But I think the Bearcats roughed the kicker, and decision time for Coach Willard. Is he going to kick it, or is he going to go for two?
Interesting question. Ball's going to be spotted at the 1.5-yard line. It's got to be very tempting to go for two. You got a hot offense this year. You got a strong guy in Halstead at quarterback and Fellows at wide receiver. I got to say, go for it.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. He's got his two fingers up, so they're going to go for two. If I was a betting man, and I'm not very good at it, I would look for number 4 over there on the left side of the offensive line, and that left. No, they're going to kick it.
I guess they are. We are correct. I swore I saw the coach with two fingers in the air, but well, okay.
That's why we're up here. Coach Willard's down there. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And with 3:38 to go here in the first quarter, Garber Dukes strike first. They're up 7-0 over the Bridgeport Bearcats. We'll be back in a tick right here on Bay County TV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Welcome back to Bay County TV, everybody. Mike Wisdella, Mike Vincent, and Nick Page producing, directing, setting up, tearing down, running all the lines, doing a great job. We just had our first score of the game. It's the Garber Dukes 7 and the Bridgeport Bearcats 0 with 3:38 to go. And a really, really nice pass and pitch and catch right there between Halstead and Fellows.
I like the mix of the run and the pass with the Garber Dukes to start off the night. Looked like a real impressive series to start.
Tyson will kick it off. It's going to go in between the Bearcat players, and wise decision by number 7, Jermonte Buckner. He says, no, I don't want nothing to do with that. Live another day, and let's get it out to the 20.
Fresh start at the 20. Let's see if we can run it some more.
That young man's been coached, and he made a very wise decision.
Wanted to quickly go over, I told a joke in our pregame about Coach Quillard working on offense, defense, and special teams. And what he actually said after last week is he wants an unselfish team mentality this week. He wants proper alignment and assignment, which I think is connected to that. Guys trusting each other and making sure everybody does their own jobs and being more physically and mentally tough. So far, so good.
Man, getting inside the huddle right there, Mr. Vincent. Nice job.
Well, you gave me a shirt this week. I wanted to bring my A game. I finally got my Bay County shirt. Thank you for that, Mike.
You got it. We got it. You're officially on the squad now. Bearcats 1st and 10 at their own 20. They pick up about 3, 2nd down and 7.
3 yards on the carry.
Jack Peastrew with 4 tackles in this first quarter for the Dukes.
That young man's having a whale of a game so far. Fellow scoots in a little bit. Very tight formation for the Bearcats. They're going to give it to number 3, Zion Black. He's going to try to get outside. He does get outside, close to a first down. He's going to be short. The clock will keep running. Did not get out of bounds. Picked up about 6 on the play. And they're going to be 3rd down and 1. Yeah, they're going to call it a little farther out the back.
Far side from us. Looks like he stepped out near the 26-yard line. I think we got a 3rd and a long 3 for the Bearcats.
You are correct, Mr. Vincent.
Like
3rd
you
down.
Not the greatest gambler in the world, but I'm going to gamble on Zion Black getting the ball on a sweep left
It's
here.
payday this week, too, so bet the check, my friend.
And that's why I don't gamble.
And we would have been right. That one would have paid off straight up, right in between the center and the left guard. He just little man-on-man blocking right there, but he picked up a Bridgeport fair first down. And when you look at Zion, Mike, he's a senior. He's not a real big guy, so he gets behind those big fellas up front. It's hard to see him.
Yes, he does, and hits the hole with confidence.
He's quick and he's fast. He's got an extra gear when he gets outside. So Zion Black carrying the mail for the Bearcats. And we have an officials timeout. And we are going to have a Garber timeout. We'll take one, too. It's Essexville Garber, the Dukes 7, and the Bridgeport Bearcats 0. We'll be back in just a minute on Bay County TV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Welcome back, everybody, to Bay County TV. Mike Wisdell and Mike Vincent, Nick Page here with you from Ed Harvey Field on the beautiful campus of Essexville Garber High School. The Dukes, with 2:07 left to go, and here the first quarter, they're up 7-0 over the Bridgeport Bearcats. First and 10 for the Bearcats. It looks like, good defense right there. He did fumble it, but he was already down. And great defensive penetration by the Garber Dukes.
Yep. That was number 44, Aiden Zwetzig on the sack. Big blitz by the freshman, and that's 4 for him in this first quarter.
Wow. He's having a very, very good football game here in the first quarter. And the good thing about that, being a freshman, he's going to be around 3 more years.
That bodes well for him and the Garber Dukes for the next 3 years, absolutely.
Keep an ear out for that last name.
I think I might have seen a little adjustment on that last play too, Mike. Garber had about 9 guys stacked in the box. It looks like they're going to challenge him to throw here for a while.
Bridgeport got caught moving. It's going to be a motion penalty. They're going to go back 5 yards. That'll make it 2nd down and 21. Right guard for the Bearcats just a little bit early for Bridgeport, and this is just not the way that the Bearcats started this game with a great approach and running the football, but since they turned it over on downs, it's been all downhill and mostly the Garber Dukes.
That's the thing about momentum. If you lose it, it's very, very hard to get it back.
Uncle Mo, as our friend Jeff Doan would say, is all Essexville Garber Dukes right now. 1:14 and counting to go here in the first quarter. 2nd down and 20 for the Bridgeport Bearcats. A lot of gray shirts and blue helmets in there. Good penetration again. That looks like number 17, Jack Pestrew, if I'm not mistaken, on that tackle.
On the play by number 17, Jack Pestrew.
Excuse me, Pestrew.
I don't know if I mentioned him, also a BFL alumni. I remember these Essexville when they were the Panthers years ago coming up, and those guys like to win. Panthers, fun fact for the BFL, they've been to the BFL Super Bowl for 12 straight years.
Whoa, wow. That's impressive.
Yes, it is.
Mike is the voice of the Bay Area Youth Football League and does a fantastic job. Getting outside again is number 3, Zion Black. He gets out close to the line of original line of scrimmage. We did have a penalty, and anytime you see the white hat throw that, it's probably going to end up being a hold.
That's right. That's holding territory right there.
So let's see what Coach Quiller does. They're short of the first down. Is he going to back him up, or is he going to refuse the penalty and make him kick it right from where it was? We'll see what he says.
So I see the first adjustment of the night made by Coach Quillard is to stack the box and make the quarterback, Marquise Jackson, beat you.
Not a hold. It looked there was a chop block by the offensive lineman. Must have been the one of the offensive linemen was engaged with a defensive player, and he chop blocked him. So definitely that is a penalty. We'll see what Coach Quiller does. They're talking about it. I would imagine he would probably move him back and make him play it again and get him in worse position than they are right now. We'll see what he says.
Yeah, I think this is a field position decision right here.
I think so.
Got a quick question for you, Mike.
He's going to refuse it and take the ball where the tackle was, and that'll make it 4th down, and the Bridgeport Bearcats will have to punt it away.
Quick question about the chop block, if we get a chance. My dad was a football player in the 50s and 60s, and he remembers a time when the chop block was actually legal and coaches used to teach it. Are you that old?
Yeah, no, I'm not that old, but I do remember. Yeah,
that was a very, very good rule when it got instituted.
That could you could seriously get somebody hurt there, but in those days, those guys, there wasn't a lot of rules going on.
Yeah.
They're still going to chat about it. The officials are trying to figure something out. The punt team is ready to go. And, that's the end of the first quarter. I wasn't watching the clock.
First quarter.
End of the first quarter, very first quarter with the score. The Essexville Garber Dukes 7 and the Bridgeport Bearcats 0. We'll be back in a bit right here on BCTV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local destination for custom screen printing, embroidery, and promotional goods in the Great Lakes Bay region. With not one, not two, but 3 convenient locations right here in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region, we're your MVP when it comes to branded gear that hits the mark. For over 15 years, we've believed in community, in delivering top-tier quality, and in making your brand shine brighter than ever. And guess what? We're not just about sports. From schools to clubs, from businesses to community events, we're your one-stop shop for custom apparel that makes a statement. So if you're ready to elevate your brand, to make an impact, and to fuel your passion, choose Sandlot. Visit us today at one of our 3 unbeatable locations in the Great Lakes Bay region, or check us out online at sandlotsports301.com. Sandlot, where quality, community, and apparel collide. Your brand, our passion.
Welcome back, everybody. Mike Wisdell, Mike Vincent, Nick Page handling the camera duties. We're just underway here in the second quarter. It is 4th and 20 for the Bridgeport Bearcats. They're going to punt it away, and Fellows is back for Essexville Garber Dukes, and he's just going to let it hop. That was a high, lazy, floating kick, and it will come to rest right at the Duke 40-yard line. Nice kick.
Yes, it was. About a 38-yard kick for, looked like number 82, Jaden Williams, I believe.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Garber Dukes at their own 40-yard line. Just underway here in the second quarter. Very quick first quarter. Started out, Mike, with the Bearcats just making the statement, running the football, and then they turned the ball over on downs, and from that point forward, it's been all Garber.
That's right. Lightning struck with that beautiful pass from Halstead to Fellows. And we'll see what they do in their second series.
Fellows is right here to the near sideline. He's being picked up by number 28, Makai Wells. And this is a Halstead. He's going to take it, still on his feet. Gets it all the way down to the 30-yard line. And he put that hand down. I thought he was going to stay up, and he just got tripped up. But Halstead with a nice pickup here for the Garber Dukes.
Beautiful option fake. Fooled me, actually. I was watching the running back for a little while. Halstead breaks free, picks up about 30 for the Dukes.
Owen Halstead, one of the very few seniors that they have on this football team, doing a nice job over here on the near sideline. Coach Quillard said, nice run, young man. Let's run this play. He's coming back, getting it into the offense, and he'll call the play. 1st and 10 for the Dukes at about the Bridgeport Bearcat 30-yard line.
Coach Quillard had a lot of nice things to say about the quarterback this year, Owen Halstead. He's had a steady season and a steady hand for the Dukes. The team believes in him.
Running kind of the same play the other way off the right, between the right guard and right tackle, Jeff. And Halstead, nice pickup for first down. And, the old saying is, you get 6 or 7 on first down. That kind of opens up the playbook for you on the second down call.
You keep the defense on the heels, you keep them guessing, and good things happen.
Nice job by Halstead again, picking up a nice 5 yards for the Garber Dukes, all the way down to the 25-yard line. This is Fellows out of the Wildcat. He's going to take it to the far side, tries to get outside, almost tackled. He makes it past the first down marker and gets kicked out of bounds. That'll stop the clock, but again, a different look. You didn't have Halstead in at the quarterback. You had the Wildcat with Fellows doing his thing.
Beautiful call by Quillard. And Fellows breaks 3 tackles for an 8-yard gain. Duke's moving the ball.
He is a really good athlete. He's tall, he's lanky, and he has got a little bit of speed. He's got an extra gear, as we saw with that touchdown run.
Yep.
It's a 1st and 10 for the Garber Dukes at about the Bearcats 16-yard line. Halstead back at quarterback. In motion is number 3, Tyson. And they're going to pitch it to Tyson, and he takes it around the right side, and he is brought down by a host of Bearcats. And again, on that option play right there, Mike, one of the keys that you got to have is you got to have good spacing. You don't want to get the running back too close to the quarterback. They did it very well there.
Right. The option isn't something you can go to every now and then. You sort of have to buy into it and keep the faith that it'll happen. You got to practice the heck out of that play, and it looks like the Dukes have.
If you can describe the context,
Coach Quillard is keeping it on the ground right now. 2nd down and 3 for the Dukes. It looks like it's just outside the 10-yard line. In motion is number 3, Tyson. And Halstead's going to go up, and he's going to look over the middle, and number 5, it's a Garber Duke touching Ethan Pett all by himself. I don't know what happened, but there wasn't a white jersey within 10 yards.
Goodness. Wow, was he open. And Halstead does throw a fine ball, but I think I might have been able to connect with that one.
Ethan Pett was all by his lonesome. Sometimes those ones where you're all by yourself are the toughest ones to catch.
That's true.
But he took it in. 13-0, 9:35 to go here in the first half. Garber Dukes up. Extra point is up by Tyson. The extra point is up, and it is good. And one of the band members from the Garber Dukes is happy. He just caught himself a football.
All right.
And with the 9:35 to go here in the second quarter, it's the Garber Dukes 14 and the Bridgeport Bearcats 0.
Yep, 15. They went for 2 in that first possession. So, yep, 15-0 Garber Dukes.
Oh, they did go for 2. I'm sorry.
Right. Nope.
15-0. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more action right here on Bay County TV.
As the voice of Michigan's student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports should be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic athletes can thrive.
We believe that athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe that students in the stands should have fun,
but not take away the focus from the game.
We believe coaches should act like teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and support their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. Garber up 14-0, kicking off for the Dukes, Isaac Tyson. And he'll have a little pooch kick right down to number 7 for the Bearcats, Javante Buckner. Still having a hard time picking it up with all that dew on the ground. Good coverage by the Dukes. They're going to finally run him out of bounds at about the 14, 15. And he's going to go a little farther up at about the 16-yard line. Nice run back, but, you know, Jeff and I always talk, Mike, this time of night, you get a little bit of dew on the ground, and that football gets wet, and it takes some goofy bounces out there.
I could see that, yep. That was number 16, Everett Listerman, with that special teams tackle for the Dukes.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bridgeport Bearcats at their own 18-yard line. Let's see if the Bearcats started out strong, but have struggled lately. Let's see if they can get off to Schneid and see if they can get Zion Black carrying the football like he did the first time they had the rock. Buckner calling out the signals. Jackson calling out the signals. And again, great penetration at the point of attack for the Dukes.
Absolutely. Essexville Garber Dukes surging with confidence right now to start the second quarter.
38, the ball
And you've seen these kids in their maturation from the youth football up to the high school, and it's kind of got a nice, pleasant surprise to watch these kids mature into such good athletes.
It really is. That was one of the many reasons I was thankful you guys called me for this game. It's really nice seeing these guys as 17-year-olds and what happens. Want to send out special congratulations to an old Essexville Panther and an Essexville Garber Duke, Ben Van Sumer, and lining up with the Philadelphia Eagles these days.
Oh, is he?
Yes, he is.
Good.
He's on the practice team. He led the team. He led the league in stats during the preseason. So he's right on the edge, and that's the kind of guy that leads the way for the future.
Yep.
Guys see guys like that, and they see what it takes, and they believe that they can do it.
We've had the opportunity to see him walk the sidelines here at Ed Harvey Field, so congratulations, Ben. Great football player, even better young man.
Yes, I remember that when he was 10 to 12 years old.
Yep.
And unstoppable.
Yes, second down and 16 after the penalty for Bridgeport, and they're going to try to pass it again, but there's no way this time Jackson can get away from the Garber Duke defensive end. Did not see who that was.
And guess who? That was number 17, Jack Peastrew on the blitz.
Wow, he's had a fabulous football game so far here in the football. 8:09 and counting to go. Garber 14-0, and the Bridgeport Bearcats are up their own 3-yard line, 3rd down and 25. They got to go all the way out to their own 28 to get a first down. So I would imagine they're going to try to keep it on the road, give it to Zion Black, and see if he can bust one open. I don't think they want to get too tricky down here. They're still in the football game, and they're going to give it to him. Zion Black's got the football. He's got some room out there. Oh, and he fumbled the football, and it looks like it's picked up by the Garber Dukes. And the Garber Dukes say they have it. Number 52 out there, Charlie Fellow says he has it. But we got to wait for the guys in the striped shirts to see what they say.
No signal yet.
And let's see. Oh, no, the Bearcats got it back. Boy, I thought the Dukes had it.
And I wanted to say, nice call there, Coach Guizdella. You called Zion Black on that play, and he broke free. Gives him a 4th and manageable.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while, my friend. You're absolutely right. 4th and manageable, 4th down. And we'll call it a long 2 for the Bearcats.
Deep in their own territory, but in this day and age, look at this. They are going to go for it and see if they can make something happen or at least draw them offside.
Who do you think's going to get it?
I'm going to say Zion Black if I was.
I would say that too. And I don't know if he got it. I think he got it on that second effort.
My goodness.
Dukes had him stop before the first down, but it will be a first down for the Bridgeport Bearcats.
Very gutsy call by head coach Ryan Love of the Bridgeport Bearcats. He's in his first year, and I ran across something interesting this week. He kept with the Bridgeport tradition and had his first practice at midnight.
Oh.
1 minute after they were eligible to do so, they made it happen.
That's very cool. That's very cool. It's like Midnight Madness when the college basketball season starts. Very good. I like that. Good for the kids, a lot of fun. 1st and 10 for the Bearcats. And they're going to give it to Zion Black again, and he scoots out about to the 35-yard line. So he picked up about 5 on that play, just short of the 35, and brought down by a host of Dukes. But this is kind of what we saw in the first quarter, Mike, for the Bridgeport Bearcats when they on their first offensive series.
That is the moral of high school football. Every single team has some weapons that can hurt you.
Yep. You can never take any squad too lightly when you're playing this great game of football. 2nd down and 4. Black picked up 6. Jackson, the quarterback, he'll bark out the signals. 2 setbacks in the wing to the near side. Almost fumbled it. That's number 35, if I'm not mistaken. Or is that number 38 again?
You were right. That's number
25.
25, yeah. Jacoby Taylor. Caught by Nearing in the backfield. Nearing shoots the gap.
He's had a wonderful game here in the first half. Lost some yardage there, lost about 2, so 3rd down and 8 for the Bridgeport Bearcats. 5:20 and counting to go here in the first half at a briskly played game.
My goodness.
Yeah, haven't had any penalties. And like my friend Jeff Doan says, they're not going to have to get the Tide sticks out to wash those penalty flags tonight. They're down and 8 for the Bearcats. Jackson barks out the signals, though, and they're going to have, we got a plethora of things going on right there. We had some movement. We had some offside, so we're going to call it movement first, penalty against the Bridgeport Bearcats. It'll back them up 5 yards, make it 3rd down and 13 for the Bearcats.
Bearcats struggling to keep it together. It's kind of a 2 steps forward, 1 step back situation for them now in the second quarter.
I haven't been a coach at this level and stuff. Those are unforced errors, Micah, the stuff that keep you up at night and lose hair and turn your hair gray.
That's right. That's right. As I've learned over the years, there's not a heck of a lot of difference between a 1-3 team and a 3-1 team.
You're absolutely
just a
right.
Thing like that.
And with that schedule the Bearcats started with, that was just murderer's row. So they're going to try to get back and pass it. That's Jackson trying to get outside. And it's intercepted by number 52 for the Essexville Garber Dukes, Charlie Fellows, and he is going to go into the end zone. It's a Garber Duke touchdown. Charlie Fellows in the right place at the right time and taking an opportunistic catch on that so-called pass that he tried to get off, but boy, Fellows is right in the right spot.
That's right. The Essexville Garber defensive line bringing the heat and making that happen.
Nice job by Charlie. That's number 52. Charlie's only a junior, so he'll be back next year.
I take that. Is that a younger brother of
I think so.
Okay.
Yep, I think so. In for the extra point is number 3, Tyson, another junior. He's got a nice foot on him. He'll be kicking to the north end zone towards the scoreboard. 4:23 to go. 20-0. The Garber Dukes on top of the Bridgeport Bearcats. And we're going to have an offside. Man, he got a hold of that one. He kicked it past the band this time.
Yes, he did. It'd be fun being in the band tonight, shagging some extra points for the home team.
If you get a ball, maybe you get a free bag of popcorn. I think they're just going to take that extra point. I think it was good. I was blocked by the window here. I did not see if it made it through or not, but I think they're going to try to kick it over again.
Yeah, I thought they split the uprights, but that's a dead ball foul, so I think it has to be replayed.
So he will kick it again. Will number 3, Isaac Tyson, the junior defensive back and wide receiver. It's got a nice leg on him. 20-0. Dukes. 4:23 to go here in the first half.
Tyson looking to go 3 for 3 in extra points tonight.
Extra point attempt is no good with 4:23 to go here in the first half. It's the Garber Dukes 20 and the Bridgeport Bearcats 0. We'll be back in a little bit right here on Bay County TV.
Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs.
Welcome back, everybody. Mike Wisdell and Mike Vincent here at Ed Harvey Field on the beautiful campus of Essexville Garber. Coach Cole Quillard, there he is down there, the brain trust of the varsity football team. His team is up 20-0 with 4:23 to go in the football game. Tyson back to kick again for the Garber Dukes. Oh, Thunderfoot. Nice line drive right to the Bearcat player. That's number 25, and that is Jacoby Taylor. And he's going to come out to the near sideline. He's got a little bit of room, and he gets it all the way out to about the 33-yard line. Taken out of bounds by number 52, Charlie Fellows, who just had a big interception for the Garber Dukes.
I think he's got an extra gear for at least a little while, maybe the rest of the night. 2 tackles and an interception and a touchdown for the Garber Dukes so far in this first half.
Good for that young man, having an outstanding game. Bearcats down 20-0 with 4:15 to go here in the second quarter. And from that first drive, Mike, we've said it quite a bit tonight, but man, after that Bearcat first drive, it has been all Dukes. They have just been really, really looking good.
My thought is, if I'm thinking X's and O's, I'm looking at the Bridgeport Bearcats as having showed their hand. They showed that they can run the ball. They got a good running back, and they got a big line. Coach Coquillard made one adjustment, and it's been all Duke since then. We'll see if the Bearcats can find another weapon.
The word with the Bearcats is Zion Black for the Bearcats. And there he is again. He fumbled the football, and it looks like the Essexville Garber Dukes have that. And that is a turnover picked up by the Garber Dukes. That looks like number 44.
It is.
Aiden Zwetzig.
Aiden Zwetzig.
How about that freshman?
Man.
Zwetzig.
Zwetzig is a tremendous football player, everybody. And remember, we've talked about him, only a freshman.
That's right. We get to read about this guy on M Live for the next 3 years here.
Wow, he's had a very good football game. Coach Coquillard gives Halstead the play. He comes in, looks at his wristband, says this is what we're going to run. Fellows to the wide side out there in single coverage. We got trips to the near side, one running back. Halstead will bark out the signals. I got a funny feeling they're going to go for the gusto right here. They're going to give the Fellows. And Fellows beats his man, number 7, and he's all the way down into the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Garber Dukes at about the Bearcat 2-yard line. So, you know what? Great call by Coach Coquillard.
Yes, it was. Perfect time for it. Number 7, Jermonte Buckner with a touchdown-saving tackle for the Bridgeport Bearcats. 1st and goal for the Dukes. Ball spotted just inside the 5-yard line.
4:02 and counting to go here in the first half. It's the Garber Dukes 20 and the Bridgeport Bearcats 0 in a Tri-Valley Red Conference football game on a beautiful Friday night here at Ed Harvey Field. Halstead is going to look to get it to Fellows. He puts it up in the air just a touch high over Mac's head, and that'll be an incomplete, and that will stop the clock with 3:32 to go here in the first half.
And Mike, I want to go back on my correction. It was a 1-point attempt on both occasions. The scoreboard was wrong, and my memory tricked me. So you were right. It's 20-0 right now.
Got that correct.
I'll never doubt you again, Coach.
Well, you be the first one. 2nd down and goal from the 4-yard line for the Essexville Garber Dukes. They're going to get to Halstead. He's going to look to the far side of the field. Over the middle. Boy, did a nice job looking at it. Looks like number 5.
On the pass from number 11, Halstead.
Ethan Pett. And Halstead did a nice job looking off. Look to Fellows out here in the near sideline. And Pett was, again, wide open. Nobody near him, Coach.
And I want to send out a shout-out to Coach Coquillard for really mixing up the plays on offense. Nice balance between run and pass. The Bearcats seem to be on their heels right now. 26-0 and counting.
2:59 to go here in the first half, and it's been all Essexville Garber Dukes. Again, number 3, Isaac Tyson, old Thunderfoot himself, ready to kick the ball. We can't kick it into the band because the band's getting ready for the halftime show, so they're going to kick it to somebody's down there waiting for it. Let's see if he'll get it. The kick is up, and the kick is good.
And the point after by Tyson.
And with 2:59 to go here in the first half, it's the Essexville Garber Dukes 27 and the Bridgeport Bearcats 0. We'll be back in a minute right here on Bay County TV.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Mike Wisdella, Mike Vincent, along with you. Nick Page doing all the dirty work tonight here for Bay County TV. They just changed the clock, Mike. 3:30 to go here. They put some more time on the clock. And Tyson, just a little pooch kick, and it'll be down by the Bridgeport Bearcats at about the 21-yard line. So, you know, it's been all Essexville Garber Dukes, Mike, from the first quarter on, done some nice things. They've been running the ball well. They've been passing the ball well. And special teams has been pretty good, too. And very opportunistic jumping on those fumbles for the Bridgeport Bearcats.
Right. And on defense, they had a problem to start the game, and they've shut it down real nicely. Coach Quiquillard, again, was talking about this team mentality and being physically and mentally tough. I think we can check both those boxes so far tonight.
They've done a nice job of, after that tough loss last week to Saginaw Swan Valley, they've come back and done a nice job, regrouped, and put that in the rearview mirror from last week, and up 27-0 here against the Bridgeport Bearcats. Here we go, Zion Black. He's going to try to cut it outside, cuts it back inside, picks up some nice yardage. Young man's a good football player.
Yes, he is.
Likes to follow the big fellas up front.
Yes, he does. Nice counter trap play, and the line did a nice job there breaking that hole open. Solid 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6.
We picked up our 50-50 tickets again, so if things stay as usual, we'll donate again this year.
All right.
We don't very often win the 50-50.
I was going to ask you the last time you won that.
No, I can't go back that far. 2nd down and 6 for the Bearcats. They're going to give it to number 7. That is Jermonte Buckner, and he is stopped for a loss. Just a host of Dukes down there. It looks like Fellows and a whole bunch of his friends came to surround that football.
Fellows on the initial hit, it looked like to me, and brought down by a brigade of Dukes, we'll call them.
Brings up 3rd and 9 for the Bearcats.
I didn't Google that, so it might be wrong.
I know, many of you know Mike is the voice of Central Bay Area youth football, so if you've been to any Central Bay Area youth football, you've heard the magic tones of the man sitting next to my right, and it is absolutely a wonderful experience.
Thank you, Mike, and it's a pleasure working with the legend right next to me here, and I mean that.
We got timeout on the field. It's the Bridgeport Bearcats. They're going to take one with 1:58. Garber 27, the Bearcats 0, back in a tick right here on Bay County TV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local source for team uniforms, sports spiritwear, and more. Gear up with confidence. We've got your team covered from head to toe, ensuring you stand out on and off the field. And that's not all. Unleash your team spirit with custom spiritwear that roars success. Wait, it gets better. Introducing our free fundraising online stores. Effortlessly raise funds for your team while showing your pride. Customize your fundraising to reach your team goals. Get started online at sandlotsports301.com or at any one of our 3 convenient Great Lakes Bay locations. Sandlot, where quality, community, and apparel collide. Your team, our passion.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Garber Athletic Complex. The Dukes up 27-0 over the Bridgeport Bearcats. We got about $1:58 to go here in the first half of a pretty briskly played first half of football. 3rd down and long for the Bridgeport Bearcats. Jackson, he's going to go back, and it's almost intercepted again. Intended for number 5, Jamarian Jones. Boy.
Nearly picked off by number 3, Isaac Tyson for the Dukes. Defense, again, really shutting it down right now. Everything going the Dukes' way. As you said, a briskly played first half, but I think the Dukes could play all night long if they wanted to.
Yeah,
if they could.
Fellows is back inside Bearcat territory. Back to kick is number 37 for the Bearcats, Lamarian Moore. He gets a good bounce, and Fellows is going to try to pick it up. Takes a look at what he's got. He's at the 40, out to the 45, out to the 50, on the far sideline. Finally brought down by number 25, Jacoby Taylor. But nice job by Fellows, being real patient, just taking his time, making sure he gets the ball first, and then kicking it outside.
And races into Bearcat territory.
A lot of time left on the clock for the Garber Dukes to put another one in the end zone. It's $1:38, and they're up 27-0. Good field position at the Bearcat 42.
I want to mention again, I haven't seen Fellows play since he was about 12, and it really is fun. He's a guy that makes things happen. Every single time he touches the ball, you get a sense that something good's going to happen.
Yep, he's something special. He's a good athlete and does a lot of good things for the Garber football team. Coming off the field for the Dukes is number 7, and that is Nathan Forret.
There's an old Essexville name for it.
Yep, for it. Yep. Excuse me. I should have known better. I work with his mom over in the Jaffe Administration Building.
And my sons used to play football for the Essexville Panthers, and they played for old Chris Forret, who was a wonderful coach, wonderful family.
Yep. Halstead handed off to the running back. Did not see who it was, but the gain of about 1 on the play. Second down, and well, they'll call it 10. No gain on the play. Minute 7. I think Dukes may just want to run this clock out, take their time, run the football, go into halftime, and talk about some things. Get ready for a great second half. Halstead, that's number 5 in motion. That was Pat. They're going to look
wide open but short.
And that pass is picked off by number 7, Jermonte Buckner. And Jermonte was right there. Ball was just a skosh underthrown.
Interception on the play.
Buckner made a nice play in the secondary.
For the Bearcats.
So far, a fumble return for a long, long way, an interception, and 1 tackle tonight for the Bridgeport Bearcats.
Young man's had a nice football game. Jermonte Buckner is also one of the starting running backs, along with Zion Black, who's had a good football game, and Marquise Jackson, the quarterback for the Bearcats, has done a nice job also tonight. So, but they've got a tough one to go here in the second half, down 27-0. 46.2 ticks to go on the clock. Jackson's going to hand it off to Zion Black. He's going to kick it outside, and he's going to get outside, and coming over to make the tackle is number 5, Ethan Pett. He's got some moves, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Zion Black.
And a lot of speed. Boy, did he bounce outside quick. Zion Black. I believe he's got about 43 yards in this first half, and he's carrying the Bearcats on his back right now.
Yes, certainly is. He's a senior for the Bearcats. It'll be 1st and 10 for Bridgeport at their own 40-yard line. Jackson's going to call out the signals. He's going to hand it off to Black again. He's going to go around the left side. Almost goes down, but met right there by number 44, Aiden Zwetzig. And Aiden picks up another tackle for the Garber Dukes.
5 tonight in the first half already. That's not a bad night at all for a freshman.
That's a really good night for that young man. 14.9 ticks to go. And we're going to have a timeout, Essexville Garber. And we'll take a short break and be back in a minute. Garber 27, Bridgeport 0. We'll be back in a minute right here on Bay County TV.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Back here at the Ed Harvey Field, there's Zion Black with a little swing out to the far sideline. He'll make it outside the 40-yard line, down to about the 39-yard line, and there is a timeout. And let's just keep it right here, Mike. We'll just stay right here. And it was timeout Bridgeport. Next,
1 for the Bearcats.
2nd down and 1. So we'll talk a little bit about the Bay Area Youth Football League. How's that going? Has that started? And
yes,
what's
it
going
has.
On?
Week 3 starts tomorrow. It's another successful season, exciting Saturday football. Right now, the South End Wolves are 2-0. The Essexville Dukes are 1-1. Auburn Warriors 1-1. Carleton Cavaliers 0-2 right now.
Okay, so you got a 4-team league, and they play on Saturdays at St. Stan's Field?
St. Stan's Field, 11 and 1 o'clock.
Okay, very good. So those are the the up-and-coming youth football players that are going to be varsity players in a few short years. And some of the kids that you saw at youth football are right out here playing for the Essexville Garber
Yes, they
Dukes
are.
now.
And they're carrying on this fine tradition. These guys learn how to win at a young age. They learn how to work hard, and they stay with it.
2nd down and 1 for the Bearcats at their own 40-yard line. Jackson, he's going to give it, try to pass it. He's got number 7 out here, and that is Jamonte Buckner. He finally catches it, and he gets loose, and they're finally going to drag him out of bounds at about the 15-yard line, and that will end the first half. But a nice job by the Bearcats, ending the half in a very positive way.
That is something to take to the locker room. Yes, it is.
And that's the end of the first half with the score. The Essexville Garber Dukes 27 and the Bridgeport Bearcats 0. We'll have our halftime show, and we'll get ready for the second half right here on Bay County TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2023 Garber Dukes dance team.
Say no. The other side. Listen worldwide. Red one. Let me introduce you to my party.
again, everybody, and welcome to the Frank's Great Outdoors Halftime Show. Mike Wasdell along with Mike Vincent. Mike, halftime, 27-0, they're up. And the Garber Dukes, all Garber Dukes in the first half, except for that first drive in the beginning of the first quarter. Bearcats looked really good, but after that, they turned it over. It was all Garber Dukes.
That's right. What I saw was Coach Quillard making a key adjustment early in the game. They saw Zion Black, the running back. They saw Zion Black was going to do a lot of damage. Quillard shut it down by stuffing 8-9 guys in the box and forcing them to pass, so the defense came alive.
Well, Zion Black had a really, really good first half. They were leaning on him. He's quick. He gets outside. He's got an extra gear. But when they made that change, the coaches saw it upstairs here in the booth next to us. When they made that change, they kind of slowed him down a little bit, and Garber got going after that.
Yes, they didn't completely stop him in that first half, but they stopped him just enough to do their damage on offense, and the offense looked real sharp.
And like we talked about many times during the first half, the special teams, offense, defense for the Garber Dukes, they all showed up and played a great first half.
Yes, they did. 27-0 Garber Dukes. Let's see what the second half looks like.
It's going to be exciting, so don't touch that dial. We'll be back in a minute right after these messages from Bay County TV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome back to Bay County TV. We're just about to get underway here in the third quarter. It's the Garber Dukes 27 and the Bridgeport Bearcats 0. But before we start this third quarter, Mike, what a great halftime show by the dance team, the cheerleaders, and the marching Dukes. It was very impressive.
I was telling you off camera, that Garber band is legit. They sound great, and they have a lot of fun, and there's a lot of choreography to it too. Just a terrific show.
Working for the district, I hear those songs quite a bit. But man, that was a great halftime show. We're just about ready to get the third period underway here. The Bearcats will be kicking off to the Garber Dukes. And they're going to try an onside kick, and good job by the Garber Dukes. He just waited until it got there, and they picked it up, and the Dukes will come away with great field position. Number 50, Mike, for the Dukes, Ethan Armbruster.
Armbruster, another BFL alumni there. Nice hands, fumble recovery. Want to hand it to head coach Ryan Love of the Bridgeport Bearcats. That's a terrific call. 27-0, and it's a never say die mentality. Got to make something happen. I didn't see it coming. I wasn't thinking of it, but terrific call by Love, even though it didn't work.
It'll be good field position for the Garber Dukes. They're up 27-0. First and 10 for the Dukes right at the 50-yard line. Couldn't ask for better starting position.
Beautiful.
And another whistle. It's going to be an official timeout. Looks like there was something on the field, and they got that off the field, and we're ready to start.
See if this offensive juggernaut can keep it rolling in the third quarter here. And it looks like, yes, they will.
Let's hand off to number 30, if I'm not mistaken, for the Garber Dukes, and that is Sawyer Van Dorn with the big pickup. He went from the 50, and he took it all the way down to about the 25-yard line.
Nice.
First time they carry the ball 25 yards,
25
Mike.
smokers right off the bat. Everything going the Garber Dukes way. Offense, defense, special teams, just like Coach Quillard planned.
Well, he's checked all the boxes in the first half. He's got to be happy with his kids so far, but it's very easy in the second half to get complacent. You just, with this big lead, keep doing what you're doing, dance with the girl you came with, and stay healthy, and let's get out of here with a big win for the Garber Dukes. Also, he's going to go back to pass. He's got number 3 over there, Tyson. Or, excuse me, that's Pat. We got a flag on the play over on the far sideline, over by the 30-yard line. And I didn't see what was going on out there because all I saw was Pat. I didn't see anything else going on.
That's right. I'm not going to predict the future, but usually that's something like an illegal formation. I didn't see any holding.
Looks like it was holding.
Okay.
On the Essexville Garber Dukes, so they are going to go back 10 yards.
Was complete, but we have a holding penalty on that play.
Man, I didn't see anybody out there, but the referee's got a lot better look at it than we do.
That's true.
So he picked it. The holding was at the 30, so it's going to go all the way out to about the 35-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 20 for the Essexville Garber Dukes.
20 for the Dukes.
Mentioned it earlier, Mike, 4 returning starters: Max Fellows, Tristan Westfall, Lucas Nearing, and the quarterback Owen Halstead. So again, an extremely young team. It's hard for a young team to find their way, but you can tell they do have talent, and they are finding their way. 2-2 and looking very likely to be 3-2 tonight.
Nice job right there on the quickie in from Halstead to Fellows. They've, they've grown a lot since I've seen them since about game number 2. So they're connecting, and that was a nice pass. And he's a big target, so you can put it up there and he'll go get it.
That's right.
Halstead's thrown a nice ball. He had a really nice game against the John Glenn Bobcats in week number 2, where the Dukes won 30-6. It's 2nd down and 10 for Garber, and we're going to have another timeout on the field, and it's going to be timeout Bridgeport. We'll take a break, and we'll be back in a little bit. The score, Garber Dukes 27 and the Bridgeport Bearcats 0.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders. And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Welcome back, everybody, to Bay County TV, and here we got a nice little shot from Nick Page going over the crowd. A good crowd tonight, $615 on that 50-50. And again, I contributed, and I'm walking home $10 later.
Thank you for your donation.
That's normal. Walking into the booth with us is Athletic Director Dave Schwartz, and always a pleasure to see his smiling face up in the press box and helping us out. We appreciate his help with Bay County TV, and Halstead with a nice job to number 16. That's Everett Listerman on the catch out of bounds. But Halstead did a nice job, took his time, found Listerman on the near sideline, picked up a Garber Duke first down.
Good, strong, accurate arm for that Halstead there. Another strike.
Yep, excuse me, Mike. Also want to say a big thanks to Superintendent Justin Ralston, Principal Brian Campbell, Assistant Principal Jeff Dienauer, and of course Dave Schwartz, the Athletic Director, for their support in getting this up here and letting us be part of their family for a night.
Yep.
We appreciate that.
Thank you, everyone.
1st and 10 for the Dukes. And Halstead's going to look out, and he's got Fellows out there. But gets away from one tackle, gets away from the second one. He's into the end zone. It's an Essexville Garber touchdown, making the score. The Garber Dukes 33 and the Bridgeport Bearcats 0. He's elusive, too. He's got a gear.
Yes, he was. Just one little hitch step throws off that defensive back. I played a little defensive back about 1,000 years ago, and it's surprising just those little things that can make that happen.
He is a very good athlete. Halstead put it right on the money, going back to try the extra point. Number 3, Isaac Tyson, and he's been pretty successful. The band's not there, but there's a few members. Let's see who's going to catch it this time. If they do catch it, maybe they should get an A on the report card. And that was a little bit low, and the extra point is no good with 10:53 to go here in the third quarter. It's the Garber Dukes 33 and the Bridgeport Bearcats 0. We'll be back in a little bit right here on BCTV.
My name is Tom Izzo, the men's basketball coach at MSU. The threat of school violence is something that affects everyone and needs to be taken seriously. Okay to Say is a confidential way you can report anything that threatens your safety or the safety of others. If you see or hear something that doesn't seem right, submit a tip to Okay to Say. You can call, text, email, go online, or use the OK to Say app, you could be the one person who helps to prevent a tragedy.
Welcome back, everybody. Mike Wisdell, Mike Vincent, and Nick Page here at the Ed Harvey Field on the beautiful campus of Essexville Garber High School. We got a score, Garber 33 and the Bridgeport Bearcats, Mike, 0. And it's been all Garber since about 4 minutes into the first quarter.
Absolutely. Of course, being a local guy, I'm a Dukes fan, Central fan first, but I love seeing the Dukes do well, but I'm kind of rooting for the Bearcats to make something happen and give themselves a little something to get them to the second half of the season here.
Line drive picked up by number 25, Jacoby Taylor. He's going to take it over to the hash mark, and he's brought down by a couple Garber Dukes right there. And he is slow to get up, but they're going to give him a little bit of a hand, and he's going to get talked to by one of his players, and I'm not sure if he's hurt.
Tackles on the kickoff.
But
number 59, Lucas Nearing, and number 65, Nick.
I was going to say number 65, Nick Stavopoulos, really put on the hammer on that tackle on special teams there.
And Jacoby Taylor felt that.
Bearcats will start at their own 22-yard line.
33-0. Dukes with a big lead over their Red Conference, Tri-Valley Conference rival, the Bridgeport Bearcats. They're going to give it to Zion Black. He's going to try to cut it outside. He cuts it back in, but he is met by a host of blue helmets out there, led by number 7 for the Dukes, Nathan Forrat.
Ball carrier for the Bearcats, brought down by number 7, Nathan Ford.
Number 71, Tristan Westfall, assisting for the Dukes on that tackle. Nice run by Black again. About a 5-yard pickup, second and a long 5 for the Bearcats.
Ford comes up from that defensive back position out here on the near sidelines. He's a tall, lanky kid. Nathan's only a sophomore, so he's up on the varsity getting tested like a lot of other his buddies on the football team. And the Bearcats are going to be close to first down.
Bearcats brought down by number 4, Max Fellows.
Fellows on the tackle, and it's close. I think they're going to move the chains, Mike, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Bridgeport at about their own 33-yard line.
Sure, it's apparent to all watching, but Max Fellows having a night on both sides of the ball. 2 touchdowns on offense, 3 tackles on defense for the Dukes, and we're early into the third quarter.
Yeah, if Lee Thompson was sitting up here with us, we might be chirping in his ear about maybe a gold helmet for that young man.
I'd say it'd be hard to give it to someone else, absolutely.
Always nice to see Lee in the booth when we're here.
Yeah.
1st and 10 for the Bearcats. That's Black again. He's trying to cut it off tackle, and they'll put it inside, and he's brought down by a host of Dukes again, led by number 17, Pestru.
The ball carrier once again brought down by
Black carrying the ball. Grinds out about 4 on the play. Mentioned earlier, Mike, told you that you and Jeff Doan caught my eye in the early 90s. I'm flipping around Bay 3 TV, and I'm like, who are these guys? They're great at this. You mentioned Lee Thompson, and I wanted to send a shout out to him. You read a Lee Thompson article, and you don't read the byline, but you know you're reading a Lee Thompson article. He makes you feel like you're there and just captures the whole vibe of the night.
Yep. We call Lee the golden tablet is what we call him here at Bay County TV. Nice run by the running back.
For the Bearcats, gives the Bearcats a first down.
Still don't have a name for that young man, but he had a nice run there. Gives the Bearcats 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. Yeah, it's been a great. Jeff and I have had a lot of fun over the close to 30 years of doing this, and we appreciate all the kind words from yourself and a lot of the other folks.
I'm sure you get a lot of them because the fun you guys have comes through in your broadcasts.
We love it. We certainly do. 1st and 10 for the Bearcats. Jackson will hand off to number 25, and that is Jacoby Taylor. And Jacoby's out close to a first down. I think they're going to give it to him.
Rambles for 10.
Man, he's a good-sized young man.
Yes, he was.
And they're going to give him another first down. Nice drive here by the Bearcats on their first possession here in the third quarter.
I believe they started on their own 22-yard line. So, yes, this is a good sustained drive and just what the doctor ordered for the Bridgeport Bearcats.
1st and 10. Jackson will come up. Quarterback, he's got 2 backs behind the wing on the near side of the field. They'll hand it off. There's a penalty on the play. I would imagine it's going to be a legal procedure against Bridgeport. That'll knock them back 5 yards. And as we talked, Mike, in the earlier part of the game, those unforced errors, 5 weeks into the season are the ones that just drive you crazy as a coach.
Yes, you have a nice sustained drive. You're moving it down the field like you did in the first quarter, and you shoot yourself in the foot. That hurts. 1st and 15 is a tough place to be, especially against the Garber Dukes.
Yeah, Garber's been playing very well on both sides of the ball tonight. Special team check off all the boxes for Coach Quillard and his goals for this game. Jackson, again, the quarterback. They're going to hand it off to Black. He's got number 55 out in front. He'll cut it back, and he does a nice job of picking up a whole bunch of yardage for the Bearcats.
Yep, got all 5 of those back, plus 4 more. Going to leave a 2nd and 6 for the Bearcats.
One of the things I like about Zion Black, Mike, good running backs, when they get tackled, they're always falling forward for that extra 3, 4, maybe 5 yards. And that young man is a very good football player, and he does that very well.
That's a great point. I gotta believe he's on the film of every single team they're going to be playing. This is the guy, he'll make you or break you.
They're going to give it to number 25, Jacoby Taylor, but a nice open field tackle. Looks like number 4, Max Fellows, just shot the gap. And wow, what a nice tackle.
Sure was. Cut him down at the original line of scrimmage.
Add another tackle onto Max's tackle. That's going to be 3rd down and 9. Definitely 4-down territory for Bridgeport. They're going to try. They got to get it all the way down to the 35-yard line. Jackson's still the quarterback. Black is behind them. And they're going to hand it. There's Black right there. He's going to cut it up inside. And he's going to get about 6 or 7 of those yards back.
Right. Going to be about 3 short of the 1st down marker. And it's a given. This is 4-down territory. You'll see the Bearcats going for it on 4th and 4, we'll say.
Another beautiful thing I like about that young man, Mike, is he is got good vision. He sees the field. He knows when he can cut back. He's got good vision, cutting it into the hole, and uses his blockers extremely well.
Yeah, Zion Black. It's a name I'm going to remember.
He's 4th down and 4 for Bridgeport. About the 39-yard line, we'll call it. They got to get to the 35 for a Bearcat 1st down. 6:05 and counting to go here in the 3rd quarter. Jackson's going to pitch it out to Black again, but this time there is no way. That defensive line said, nope, that's not going to be happening this time, and it's going to be turned over on downs, led by number 71, Tristan Westball.
Toss sweep, stuffed at the line of scrimmage by the Essexville Garber Dukes. Beautiful contain on defense. And I believe that would be that unselfish team mentality Coach Quillard was talking about this week.
They've done a nice job. They've mixed up their plays really well. Mike, and the defense has come through. The offense has played very well. And if I go back in my LTM, my long-term memory, which isn't very good, have they Garber turned the ball over? I don't know if they have. They may have had one, but they've done a nice job hanging on the rock tonight.
Yes, they did. Yep.
There's a nice tackle right there. Boy, that was a good hit. It looks like Sawyer Van Dorn was the ball carrier. No gain on the play for the Dukes.
And I think I saw that was big number 80, David Davis, with a big tackle for the Bearcats.
Always interesting on a Friday night when the Bearcats are playing at home going down I-75. You can watch a little bit of football on their fields right there on I-75 over there in Bridgeport.
Yep. I did a little work for a semi-pro team called the Tri-City Stampede, and the last season they were playing at that stadium. That is an unusual location and a nice stadium.
It is. It is. Doing some nice things over there. We had a hold call against Essexville Garber. Dukes makes it 1st and 25, 45 and counting to go here in the 3rd quarter. Dukes up 33-0.
Running clock at the high school level starts at 35. Super running clock starts at 50. This Garber series is for the running clock, but there looks like it might be unlikely on this series. Short gain on the play. No gain on the play. 2nd and 20 for the Garber Dukes.
Halstead was the ball carrier for Garber. I saw the super running clock last week when I was at the base of the All Saints Cougar Caseville Eagle game, and that 8-man football, that was 56 to nothing, and they hit 50, and before you know it, you're walking to the parking lot.
Wow.
And it was over. I was home by 8:30.
Wow.
That was a good thing.
I tell you, I did a game with you, 8-man football. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
Look out. Wow. Number 25, Jacoby Taylor, jumps the route for the Bearcats there, knocks it away, nearly picked off, and that was a pick 6 in the making there.
They had that. Halstead put some pepper on that ball, the fellows, but Jacoby Taylor did a nice job reading the quarterback's eye, stepped right in front of it, and if he would have picked it off, it would have been nothing but real estate, but that makes it 3rd down and 20 for the Dukes at their own 30-yard line. Incompletion stops the clock. Let's see what Coach Quillard has up his sleeve, as the assistant coaches for Garber are to our right. And we got trips here to the near sideline, and we're going to have a timeout. And that timeout will be for the Bridgeport Bearcats. We'll take one also back in a few right here on Bay County TV.
So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Cuckolin, or give us a call at 989-684-9607.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Bay County TV. Mike Masdell and Mike Vincent, Nick Page here at Ed Harvey Field. That's Essexville Garber 33, the Bearcats of Bridgeport 0. Halstead's got a little bit of pressure, and he's brought down by number 38 for the Bearcats, and unfortunately we still don't have a number for that young man, but you know, all said and done, he's had a nice football game tonight.
Yes, yeah, real presence on defense.
And they lost a bunch of yardage there. They're all the way back to the 15. It'll be 4th down and 10, 20, 30, 35 to go for a first down. They'll have to punt. I think this is their first punt tonight, too.
Yep, 4th and 35 for the Dukes. And as far as that number 38 for the Bearcats having a game tonight, Mike, if it was 10 years ago, I would have got down there and sprinted across that field at halftime and found that name. But yeah, I wasn't feeling it here tonight. Congratulations, number 38. Yes. That was sincerely nice game so far.
That was a beautiful kick by Halstead.
Yes,
nice
was.
spiral, and all the way down to about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, credit Halstead with a 46-yard punt for the Garber Dukes.
Very nice. Kicked it away from the punt returner for the Bearcats and out of bounds at the 35-46. That'll help your average and no return right there.
Sure will.
Special teams playing a big role tonight. They got taken care of. That was a great punch. Their extra points have all been really, really good for the Garber Dukes. They're up 33-0 here in the third quarter, 3:57 to go. Here comes Zion Black again. He's got it bottled up, and he's going to move forward. And those big offensive linemen for the Bearcats, they just keep pushing and pushing. And Zion's under there somewhere.
Yep. Another 5-yard pickup for Zion. I've got him for about 67 yards now.
Coming out of the game is Ethan Armbruster.
Number 3, Zion Black, the ball carrier for the Bearcats, brought down by a group of Garber Dukes.
2nd down and 5 for Bridgeport. 3:26 and counting to go. Still a beautiful night outside. Took a walk at halftime, and just an absolutely perfect night for football. Not a breath of wind.
Best weather of the year.
Yeah.
This beautiful September stuff in Michigan.
Number 25, the ball
25, Jacoby Taylor. Fellows in on the tackle, and he rolled him down like a bulldog.
Another first down for the Bridgeport Bearcats. Let's see if they can sustain it now. They do have something. They've got something there to build on.
Around the area. Birch Run leads John Glenn 6-0 through 3 quarters. Beaverton on top of Pinconning 18-0.
Getting some local scores.
Yep, I was kind of dialing in on that myself here.
PA announcer Chuck Burrows, the assistant principal at Kramer Middle School, to my left. Zion just doesn't want to go down.
Wow. Garber Duke's breathing a sigh of relief that he was blown down there.
Don't let him do anything. Hold on to him till you hear a whistle.
That's right.
Gain of 1 on the play.
Western currently leads Mount Pleasant 10-7.
Kind of hoping your announcer mentions those Wolbies down the street there.
And at halftime, All Saints was leading Peck 61-8.
Wow, the Cougars from Bay City All Saints at halftime up 61-8.
Terrific.
That'll be a super duper clock.
And having a solid season there, the Cougars.
They win this one, they'll go 4-1. Nice job right there by number 71, Tristan Westfall. We've called his name quite a bit tonight.
We have Westfall on the blitz. One of those 4 seniors Coquillard calls a true leader on the team. Leader on defense. The guys follow him for all the right reasons.
He is a big fella, too, out there in that left defensive end. Garber dressed in that familiar gray with the light blue numbers and the light blue helmets. With the, we're going to call it the Garber G. We're not going to call it the Green Bay G. We're going to call it the Garber G.
I would like you to call it the Garber G. In fact, when I see that other team on Sundays, I'll call it the Garber G.
Yep. Yeah, that's the way we're going to call it from now on. 3rd down and 13 for the Bearcats inside their own territory. Going to do a little counter, try to get to number 7. That is Jermonte Buckner, and he is going nowhere. That play did not look good from the get-go.
No, it looked like an attempt at a draw play, but it turned into something that they didn't draw up on the board, I don't think. Number 57, James Mell, with that stop.
Another junior for the Garber Dukes on this young Essexville Garber Duke football team.
And you do say this, 2-2. I know Coach Coquillard isn't happy at 500, and he wants everything that the boys can do this year, but this really does bode well for the future. These guys are solid and young, so we got them for 2-3 more years here.
Nothing like experience at the varsity level, and I don't care what league you're in. If you get up to the varsity as a freshman and sophomore, it's a whole different world up in the varsity level.
It sure is.
Fellas have said, no, I'm going to have nothing to do with that. I'm just going to let it bounce. Discretion is the better part of valor. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Garber Dukes at their own 20-yard line with 10.7 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
City Central currently is losing to Flint Carmen 12-6 through 3 quarters in SBL action.
Another tight one for the Bay City Central Wolves on the road at Flint Carmen Ainsworth tonight.
12-6 early in the 3rd quarter. Anything can happen.
Oh, yeah. In that league, you just never know what's going to happen. So Mr. Burrows gave us the rundown of all the local teams and what's going on.
Terrific job.
That's wonderful. Job. That's wonderful. Always nice to know what your team's doing.
I'll tell you, I know this about doing that PA work. It is such a fun job that those guys will hang in there till they're 90, 100 years old. I'm going to anyway.
Oh, fellows almost had it, and Halstead put it out there. Max had to come back just a little bit, and he had it in his mitts, and it just dropped to the ground. And Max knows it, but you know what? He doesn't drop many of those.
Yeah, it would have been a tough catch. It was a catchable ball, though, and Fellows he was a little disappointed himself. But
he doesn't drop many. You got to forget about it, because you know what? If I'm the coach right now, I'm going right back to him.
Absolutely.
See what happens.
Number 25, Jacoby Taylor on the coverage for the Bridgeport Bearcats. Has a very tough assignment tonight.
Yes. Halstead out of the pistol. A little bit of a low snap. He's looking downfield, and he finds number 3, and that is Tyson. Isaac Tyson all the way down up to the 47-yard line, and that's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score of the Essexville Garber Dukes 33 and the Bridgeport Bearcats 0. We'll be back in a little bit here on BCTV.
There's just one place where students are students first. and athletics are played with purpose and perspective, that place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Just about ready to get the fourth quarter started. Garber Dukes with the football. Halstead, he's going to look for Fellows over his head. And let's see, the referee said, yes, that is a catch. He had one paw inbounds, and the other one went out. And a nice job by Fellows to concentrate and catch that ball.
That was a really, really tough Willie Mays type catch there at the 25-yard line. Great catch by Fellows.
Boy, that's tough to look back over your shoulder running and catch that football. And a nice job. Let's give some love to the big fellows up front, giving Halstead time, and Halstead stepping into it, putting it where Fellows could catch it.
Fellows pushed out of bounds by number 7, Jermonte Buckner, who is quite a mismatch and doing a great job. I mean, Fellows is doing his damage, of course, but that's a tough assignment for Jermonte Buckner also.
Flag on the play. Halstead's intended pass, I think, was for number 5, Ethan Tyson, excuse me. There's a flag. It's going to be pass interference. The defensive back from Bridgeport just got around the waist of the receiver and inhibited him from completing his route, kind of turning him around. So it's pretty obvious, Mike.
Yep.
So a big break for the Garber Dukes.
Garber getting their offensive mojo back.
So they'll take the penalty. That'll be a big one. And that'll move the ball all the way down to about the 10-yard line, if I'm not mistaken. So that'd be, they're going to, let's see where they mark it. Pass interference. And it's just going to be outside the 10-yard. I thought he was going to take it all the way to the 10 and make it 1st and goal, but.
Looks like the 12-yard line, 1st and 10.
Watch for Fellows right here. He's out here to the near sideline in the slot. Tyson next to him. Halstead's looking over to his left. And they got Fellows going across. He is into the end zone for a Garber Duke touchdown. 6 more points for Garber Dukes and another touchdown for Max Fellows, making the score. The Garber Dukes 39 and the Bridgeport Bearcats 0. Wow. That was just kind of like a drag route.
Yeah, real nice looking play there. Fellows snuck all the way across the field. Wide open by the time he got to the other side, and Halstead threw another dime for the Dukes.
Oh, Thunderfoot right now, number 3, Isaac Tyson, is in the game for that. Another extra point for the Garber Dukes. Pat holding, the kick is up, and the kick is good.
Yep, 5 for 6 on extra points for Tyson tonight.
11:45 to go in the fourth quarter. It's the Garber Dukes 40, and the Bridgeport Bearcat 0. We'll be back in a little bit right here on Bay County TV.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Cheltenham.
Welcome back, everybody. 11:45 to go here in the football game. It's the Essexville Garber Dukes up big over the Bridgeport Bearcats, 40-0. So we are in a running clock situation right now, and we'll talk about what has to be done to stop the clock. And there's a low kick by number 3, Tyson, and that is brought down by number 77, Darian Campbell, for the Garber Dukes.
Number 5, Jamarian Jones on the return for the Bridgeport Bearcats.
At this point, Mike, the only thing that can stop the clock is the running clock is a timeout, an injury, a penalty, or a score. And I learned that from my good friend Jeff Jones, so he says tips.
Tips. Referees in the press box over at Central used to have a nice little flyer that they gave me, and that was made it easy for me to remember that one.
So I'm coachable, and I can learn from Jeff Doan.
That's right.
1st and 10 for the Bearcats. We're going to have a running clock, 11 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Got a new quarterback in there. That's number 37, Lamarian Moore.
Zion Black on the sweep there, stopped at the line of scrimmage. Want to quickly say hello to our friend Jeff Doan, living it up on the East Coast, calling boat races. Says those guys take care of him real well out east there. He was telling me about it, made me want to learn something about boats.
Yeah, Jeff has done a great job with those boat races. He does the river, kind of the boats that were on the river row in downtown Bay City. He got hooked up with some of those folks, and they cart them all around the country to do those boat races on the weekend. So they get stuck with me, and they get stuck with you, but that's not a bad thing either.
And I'm thankful for this gig. I love it.
2nd down and 10 for the Bearcats, and they'll take it off left tackle. He'll get a nice gain right there.
Grounds out about 3 on that off tackle play. Excuse me, Mike.
That's all right. Lamarian Moore now is a new quarterback. Jackson is out. I hope he's not hurt. That young man had a nice game for the Bearcats.
And number 9, Anthony Randall.
Anthony Randall's into the game. We've called his name for the first time tonight. Anthony Randall's another junior on this young Garber Duke football team. 3rd down and 5. 9:35 and counting to go in the ball game.
4th quarter's going to go by very quickly.
Yes, it will. Moore, the quarterback, he's going to hand off to number 38 again, and he's going to get to the 1st down marker. And I think they're going to give it to him. They're going to keep the clock rolling. They're going to move the chains. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bearcats right at the Big G on the Ed Harvey football field. So, again, another nice drive for the Bearcats. And when they had this going for them pretty much, they had really 3 or 4 good drives tonight, Mike, but a couple just bad mistakes and penalties just really hurt them in the long run.
That's the truth. The Bearcats, they had the talent to be in this game, and they were in the game for parts of the game and then kind of shot themselves in the foot and got themselves back out of it.
And the handoff to running back for the Bridgeport Bearcats. His teammate's going to help him up.
You mentioned Coach Harvey. I see him in town every now and then. Does he make appearances here at his field?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay. I saw him at the John Glenn game. I see a lot of the old coaches. Gary Stefaniak is hanging around.
I met Gary out on the gate coming in there. Yep.
So they have a lot of old coaches. I don't want to say old, experienced coaches that I had the opportunity to play against Gary and Ed when I played. So it was nice men, and always love to talk football with you.
Class guys.
Yeah, absolutely. 2nd down and 10 for the Bearcats. Moore is going to go back to pass. He's looking downfield. He's got somebody open, and that is number 10 for the Bridgeport Bearcats. That is Jordan Garrett.
And number 37, Lamarian Moore, the quarterback, throws a beautiful ball into the secondary.
That was David Davis, number 80. David Davis, and Moore did a nice job getting that ball out to Davis, and it's going to make it 1st down and 10 for the Bearcats at about the 17-yard line of the Garber Dukes.
Lamarian Moore, junior for the Bridgeport Bearcats, and looks like he might get the quarterback gig next year.
Yes. Jackson will be gone. And there's number 38 again. Missed tackle by number 44 for the Dukes. Swetzigen, that's the first time he's done that all night long. That guy has been everywhere on the football field, the freshman. He's had a fantastic football game for the Dukes.
Brought down by number 44, Aiden Swetzigen.
6 tackles and a fumble recovery for the Garber Dukes tonight.
Swetzigen did get in on that tackle, so 6:43 and counting to go, 40-0. Garber Dukes will go to 3-2, and the schedule does not get any easier because I think they have to play the Frankenmuth Eagles next week. But that's a good rivalry between Garber and the Frankenmuth Eagles.
Yep, nothing to lose next week.
There's Zion Black, number 3. He's back in the game. He's going to cut it back. He's going to go in the end zone. It's a Bridgeport Bearcat touchdown, making the score
Bridgeport.
the Essexville Garber Dukes 40. And the Bridgeport Bearcats get on the scoreboard for the first time tonight.
Terrific cutback by number 3, Zion Black. 14-yard scamper.
Yeah, you cannot let him go because he just does not have any quit in him. And he found a space. Everybody was bottled up inside the tackles, and he just cut it outside and makes 6 points for the Bridgeport Bearcats, and they will go for 2. That'll stop the running clock.
And I like what Coach Love is doing here. Let's get as many points on the board against these guys as we can.
And there's number 38 with the 2-point conversion is good. And the score is Essexville Garber Dukes 40 and the Bridgeport Bearcats 8. We'll take a timeout and we'll be right back with more from the Ed Harvey Field right here on Bay County TV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Well, welcome back, everybody. It's the Essexville Garber Dukes 40 and the Bridgeport Bearcats 8. Mike was down along with Mike Vincent, Nick Page way over to our right on one of the patios. He's outside tonight doing a fantastic job setting it up. He'll tear it down and he'll get ready for next week. Not sure where Bay County TV is going to go, but we'll be bringing you another high school football game from the local area. Hard to believe. 2/3 of the way through next week.
I just can't believe that.
And does it go fast?
Yes, it does. I say that every single year.
Everybody's off to a great start for the school year inside in the classrooms. The academia is going well over for all the kids, and so everybody's had a great start to the 2023-2024 season.
Really is a fun time of the year.
It is.
Of course, I work from the other side of the big desk during the day, and I love the job, and I especially love it in the fall.
The onside kick picked up by number 52, Charlie Fellows, doing a nice job. Well coached. Get on that thing. That thing takes some goofy hips. Just get on it and cover it up. And let's get 1st and 10 for the Garber Dukes at about the 45-yard line.
Just a reminder, JV football players, all JV football players, please report to the field after the game for cleanup. Cleanup needs to be done in record time tonight, boys.
Get a sense of how the JV Dukes are doing this year, Mike?
I've not heard what happened last night. I think they've got a couple of wins under their belt. I don't know their record, Mike, but they got a nice squad, and Coach Quilcoa will look forward to having them back up there next year.
Like I said, there seems to be a strong connection between the BayFL 10 to 12-year-old league and this high school program, so they do have a tendency to keep reloading.
So we got
again on the carry by number 30, Sawyer Van Dorn.
We've got an injured player on the field for the Bearcats, so we'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back with the final 6:02 with the score. The Garber Dukes 40, the Bearcats 8. Back in a minute on Bay County TV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local destination for custom screen printing, embroidery, and promotional goods in the Great Lakes Bay region. With not one, not two, but 3 convenient locations right here in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region, we're your MVP when it comes to branded gear that hits the mark. For over 15 years, we've believed in community, in delivering top-tier quality, and in making your brand shine brighter than ever. And guess what? We're not just about sports. From schools to clubs, from businesses to community events, we're your one-stop shop for custom apparel that makes a statement. So if you're ready to elevate your brand, to make an impact, and to fuel your passion, choose Sandlot. Visit us today at one of our 3 unbeatable locations in the Great Lakes Bay region, or check us out online at sandlotsports301.com. Sandlot, where quality, community, and apparel collide. Your brand, our passion.
Welcome back, everybody, to Bay County TV. Mike Wisdell and Mike Vincent along with you. Jacob Jones, number 81, taken off the field. Looked like a cramp from up here, so we hope that young man has the ability to get back in the football game.
Presence on defense so far tonight. Jones called his name a couple of times.
Good option play right there by the Dukes. Good spacing. Looks like we got a new quarterback right now. Looks like number 5, Ethan Pett, is the quarterback for the Garber Dukes.
Van Elhorn on the carry for the Garber Dukes.
Having a fun night himself. 2 touchdowns tonight and 6 tackles on defense.
He's been busy.
Third and about 3 for the Garber Dukes. Ball spotted just inside Bearcat territory. 5:30 to go tonight.
Coach Gold Quillard has one of his assistants now, maybe calling the plays with his assistant right near within an earshot. So good for that young man calling the plays at the varsity level. Third down and 4 for the Garber Dukes. Pett, the new quarterback. He's going to go out to the left, try to get around number 25, Jacoby Taylor. And Jacoby Taylor says, "No, sirree, Bob. We're not going to have anything to do with that." Jacoby takes him down for a loss of about maybe 10 yards, maybe a little bit more. Jacoby Taylor for the Bearcats coming in from that linebacker position. Pett had somebody open. He just didn't have anybody. Couldn't get away from Jacoby Taylor.
Right. Jacoby Taylor took a real nice angle on that rush.
Pett coming over to talk to Coach Cole Quillard and his assistant. 4th down and long for the Essexville Garber Dukes.
Got to say, it is apparent tonight watching these Bridgeport Bearcats. There is talent there.
Mm-hmm.
There is something that can come together, and you like to think that their best game is ahead of them this season.
We're going to have a delay of game against the Essexville Garber Dukes. The back judge, he puts his hand up. There's 10 seconds to go on the play clock. He starts doing the chop. That's 5 seconds. And quarterback's always taught to look down the field. And unfortunately, another delay of game penalty for, not another one, but a delay game penalty for the Garber Dukes. They're going to have to kick it away. And back number 11, Owen Halstead, he booted one 46 yards not too long ago.
That's right. Senior for the Garber Dukes, having a fine year at quarterback, and let's see how far this one goes.
They're going to call roughing the kicker, and Garber's going to get that back. They were, that was a delayed call, so they still won't get the first down because that's a 15-yarder.
They were just outside of the 15-yard margin.
Yep.
Boy, that is another theme we see tonight with the Bridgeport Bearcats. They get a little thing going. Had a real nice sack. Got the Garber Dukes pinned back, going to get the ball back, and just a penalty like that kind of can change the momentum, and it did tonight.
So the referees are going to talk it over, and we'll see what's going to happen here with 4:05 to go in the fourth quarter of a very entertaining football game. Had a great pre-game show with the band, a great halftime show, and I'm sure we'll going to have a great post-game show on Bay County TV to talk about what happened tonight. And big thanks to Mike Vincent for helping out tonight with TJ gone and Jeff gone, and you and I got the call, so let's do it.
My pleasure, Mike. It's been great working with you again.
It's always a lot of pleasure. Let's see what roughing the kicker. Referee's going to go pick up. We haven't seen a lot of flags tonight. This has been a fairly clean game.
Yes, it has. Might bring up an interesting decision for Coach Quillard at 4th and 1 just inside Bearcat territory. Do you go for it and keep the drive alive and keep the ball out of the Bearcats' hands, or just punt it away?
Great point. Let's see what he does. How far are they going to get it?
Of course, the lead is safe, so I think the decision is based on what guys he wants to see work in the last 4 minutes of this game.
Yeah, they're going to give him a first down.
It's a first down.
Yeah. Is it? Oh, I see. Okay, it's Bridgeport's ball.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Penalty was declined.
Yeah.
They just, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
It's Bridgeport's ball. First and 10 for the Bearcats. I couldn't understand why it was going past the down marker, so I didn't see the refusal of the penalty. So it's first and 10 for the Bearcats and another motion penalty for Bridgeport. And you can kind of see on some of the Bridgeport players their frustration with some of the things that have happened tonight with their squad.
Yes, that does seem to happen. Now we're talking about, the Bearcats making mistakes, but when you're playing against a solid team like the Garber Dukes, the funny thing is you get mistakes forced on you. Things happen that way.
You can't make mistakes against good football teams like this because that'll kill you, and you'll end up getting on the Bluebird going back home with a loss.
Okay. First and 15 for the Bearcats.
Moore going to bark out the signal. Zion Black still in the game, fouling his blocker, and he is hit right away. What a nice tackle.
I believe that was number 5, Ethan Pett, with another huge hit for the Garber Dukes. Ball carrier gets back to the original line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 for Bridgeport.
Impressed tonight with the Garber Dukes and this young squad. Defensively, offensively, special teams, checked all the boxes for Coach Quillard. And, you're getting some kids right now that have got some playing time. They're gonna lean on some of these kids, and, injuries happen. It's that time of year. You're 6 games into it, and bumps and bruises they're going to start coming out.
Yep. And tell you, there's not much for Coach Quillard to be concerned about tonight. Everything seems to be going right, and I think my favorite thing, if I was coach, would be all these young guys that are building this confidence.
Yeah.
This is going to make them 3-2, and these guys know that they can do it at this age. In the next couple of years, this will be interesting to see.
Well, and you look at Aiden Zwetzig, he's only a freshman, and he's had a whale of a game tonight for the Garber Dukes. So the cupboard will not be bare. It's not bare now, and it's not going to be bare in the future for the Garber Dukes. 3rd down and 7 for the Bridgeport Bearcats. Moore still at quarterback for Bridgeport. They're going to hand it off to number 3, Zion Black. We've caught his name a little bit.
Sure have.
Cuts back inside, and he tries to cut it back all the way out to the 49-yard line. That'll stop the clock and move the chains. He's got to be close to over 100 yards right there.
Yeah, it's another 10 yards. I got him up to 88 if my figures are correct. 88 yards and counting.
He'll have his target on his back for the rest of the season. Everybody knows about Zion.
Yep. Ball spotted right at midfield. Just over 2 minutes to go in tonight's game.
1st and 10 for the Bearcats right at the 50. Staying with that same look with the 2 backs in the wing, 2 tight ends. And Moore is going to go back. They were going to do a screen, and Moore's running for his life. Finally brought down by number 30. And that's Sawyer Van Dorn doing it on both sides. Did it running the football and on defense.
Sawyer Van Dorn, another senior for the Garber Dukes. Having a fine stat night also. 3 tackles, I believe I have him for.
Big loss.
Big sack, about 10 yards, 12-yard sack.
2nd down and 25. Bearcats going from south to north here at the Ed Harvey Field. We're going to count it down. 1:40 and counting to go in the football game. I almost said basketball. Boy, I'm getting way too ahead of myself.
Best wishes to Coach Watts and the Dukes
this
coming winter season.
Yep.
Always put a solid team on the floor.
Got a good one there.
Black on the sweep.
Coach
grinds out about 3 on the play.
Kim Klein, the girls' coach. Hopefully we'll have another fun-filled winter of high school sports here on Bay County TV. Anybody want to be a sponsor, please give Nick a call at Bay County TV. We're looking for sponsorship. We would love to have you jump on board for high school sports. And we are under a minute to go in the football game. Garber Dukes coming away with a big win and going to go to 3-2 on the 2023 season.
Two teams came in tonight looking for a big rebound, and the Dukes got it.
Moore's going to roll out here to the near sideline. He's got some real estate. He's going to keep it, and he's going to stay in bounds, do a little spin, a little dipsy-do, gets out of bounds, and that will stop the clock with 31.4 ticks to go.
Yeah, Lamarian Moore, quarterback, scrambles, picks up about 16 on the play.
16, Listerman, and number 19, LePage.
Ball will be marked about 5 yards short of the first down marker.
4th down and 5. So they went from 4th and 21 to 4th and 5 for the Bearcats. Moore seems to be a little bit more of a passing type of quarterback than Jackson was more of a running type of quarterback for the Bridgeport Bearcats. Folks starting to head to the exits here at Ed Harvey Field after a big win and going home to celebrate. The Garber Dukes going to 3-2. Incomplete pass stops the clock. 26.2 ticks to go.
Number 59, Lucas Nearing on the coverage.
Called his name a lot tonight,
yes,
too.
Yes, we did. Quillard says Lucas Nearing is again another one of those leaders that, for all the right reasons, having a terrific senior season for the Dukes.
They're starting to take up the sideline mat, get all the JV players and do a little football cleanup after the game. So team effort before, during, and after the football game.
Well-oiled machine over here at Ed Harvey Field. They're all the way around.
This will be the last play of the football game. Our favorite position, the victory formation. And we'll just stay here and count it down. We're at 15 ticks to go. I'm not going to steal Jeff Stone's line. That's his. I think he's got a patent on it.
That's all there is. There is no, I wanted to try it, something like that.
And that is the end of the ball game with the final score. The Essexville Garber Dukes 40 and the Bridgeport Bearcats 8. We'll be back in a minute to talk about this game and the post-game show right here on Bay County TV. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to the Sandlot Sports post-game show. Mike Wisdell along with Mike Vincent. Big win, Mike, for the Essexville Garber Dukes, 40-8, and they did a really nice job. Offense, defense, special teams, and a lot of young players got a lot of playing time tonight. So we said it in the game. They are young, but they're getting a lot of experience and a lot of playing time.
I think the most important thing Coach Quillard wanted to see this week was a full team effort, and that's exactly what he got. I got to believe he's a happy guy tonight.
I think he, I don't know if there's anything as a happy coach after a win or a loss, but I think he saw some really nice things. I think Fellows had another great job. Halstead did a really nice job at the quarterback position. And on defense, what I liked about them, they put a lot of hats around the football tonight.
Yes, they did. Now, as you said, it's hard to find a very happy coach. I think they might celebrate for about 12 hours, but next week they got a very tall order. They're taking on the elite Frankenmuth Eagles. Always a tough team, so they've got about 12 hours to celebrate and then strap it up on Monday. Yeah,
there was always been a coach's rule, 12 hours, to celebrate this win. Then you got to put this one in the rearview mirror and start looking through the windshield for the next opponent. But, take your hats off to the Bridgeport Bearcats. There was no dying them. Zion Black, we saw a lot of good things in him. The senior running back, he had close to 100 yards. So they did some good things, did the Bearcats, but every time they would do good things, they kind of shoot themselves in the foot.
That was kind of the theme, and I believe that's what the coaches are going to be talking to them about. I think the mission of every single coach in this high school level is whatever you've got at the beginning of the season, you want to end up a little better than where you started. And you saw a lot of talent on this Bridgeport team, so there's that possibility.
Yeah, they did a lot of nice things. They got some kids on that team. They're big and they're strong, and Zion Black was very impressive. He's very elusive, very hard to bring down. So we tip our hats off to the Bridgeport Bearcats, but As we said in the pregame, this was a big win to go 3-2 for the Garber Dukes with a big opponent coming up next week.
Crucial time in the season. It was a must-win for both teams. Garber Dukes got one. They have some momentum going into the tough second part of the season.
Well, we're going to put the wraps on this one. Mr. Vincent, always a pleasure. Thanks for helping us out.
You bet, Mike. Thank you. It was a real pleasure being back. I hope you keep asking.
You'll be the first one we call, my friend. For Nick Page, Mike Vincent, I'm Mike Wisdala. We're going to wrap it up here at Ed Harvey Field with the final score. The Essexville Garber Dukes 40 and the Bridgeport Bearcats 8. We'll see you next time on Bay County TV.